I think the mistakes teaches people. Experience comes from bad decisions. My definition of experience is learning what not to do. I don't know what to do, but I will experience after doing it whether it was a right decision or wrong decision.
Mm-hmm.
So learning is a continuous process. The
Yes, it
few
is.
learnings will come from the bad decisions made. Take an amazing brand. Liz Claiborne died. It died, but it did not die its natural death. It was killed by the management.
Yes.
I mean, when you take a guy like Paul Sharon and decides, I'll give you a check and a sketch, or I'll give you a photo, you make the proto, you just gave away suicide note to every brand by taking the IP, the design, the development, the IP. Whatever used to take 4 hours or 6 hours to develop a product was taking now 4 weeks or 6 weeks because as a corporation, I wanted to save few dollars. Those bad decisions made by leaders of the industry has a trickling effect on the industry who look up to these brands to guide them in the right direction. And how many companies decided to follow the same route? Did we ever have a PDM? Did we ever have a tech pack? We talked? A designer would walk into the patent room and say, Sally, you remember we did this for such and such? I saw the same thing in Europe with these changes. Voila. 4 hours later, the sample was there. It's in the line or not in the line. Do we have that today? No. That is the creativity. We killed it. American companies have done a lot of damage by bad management. And if nothing else, these are the lessons to be learned. In my days, I set up factories in the early 80s in Asia when imports were just starting. We were teaching the Asians how to manufacture the American way. Then we started giving them the IP. This is who I sell to. This is how much I'm going to sell for. This is the product. These are the measurements. These are the patents, or these are the garments and specifications. We gave the entire business on a silver platter to the Asians. And then we would wonder, why is China buying all these companies in California, or why they're buying all these brands, or why they're going direct to the consumer or through the retailer? No, it's all our own doing. Don't you think so?
That's a big question.
It sure is. It bothers me a little bit because I live here. This may be Indian, but I'm an American.
Sure.
I make money here, I pay taxes here, and it saddens me to see the state that we are in. We once were the most creative people. Today we are asking the vendors in Asia, can you give me the style ideas? Can you give me the designs? How shameful is that?
It is, and that's how the industry unfortunately has changed, and some of that has been through greed of how companies are managed, and it's managed just for profitability and not to continue the spirit of the business. There have been investments in our industry that have really taken the heart and soul out of some of the better brands in the industry. When your ad spend is down, your output in terms of product development and research and development trips are cut, and that's hurt the industry. There's been many great companies that have been stripped of vital resources based upon the economics of the business, and it's forced companies to lean on their vendors in Asia to provide these services. I can tell you that, in my opinion, there are some great manufacturers in, I know you spend time in South Asia, and there's great manufacturers in Bangladesh, India, Pakistan, Sri Lanka for sure, and throughout China and Greater China. They cannot bring the same design aesthetic that an American or European designer does. They reinterpret, they bring ideas, they repurpose, but they don't bring the same creativity. I agree with your last comment, And I would like to see a return in creativity to our industry here in the States and in Europe. And I believe it's coming with these smaller, pure play, e-commerce only, pure play businesses that have the opportunity to be creative on their own.